Hello, this is a brief overview of the aluminium sector in the Russian Federation. We are living through very turbulent times and the dramatic events are still unfolding. Their macroeconomic effect has just started to kick in, so it is premature to assess the impact on our industry. At the moment, we stick to our strategic goals and targets, although in the challenging economic and political landscape, it might take us more time to get there. A few words about our association. The Aluminium Association was founded in 2015. Over the years, our membership has grown to 130 companies and organizations, representing the entire aluminium value chain. The companies of the association account for 100% of foil production, 80% of rolled products, and 73% of extruded products. Among our members are leading scientific and educational centers. You can see the description of our mission that can be summed up in just a few words. We strive to enable the sustainable development of the national economy through a broader use of aluminium. These are our policy areas. Our association promotes the principles of sustainable development in the Russian aluminium industry. As members of the Aluminium Stewardship Initiative, we contribute to the development of global standards for responsible production and their implementation by Russian companies. We collaborate with leading educational organizations to develop and implement educational programs to meet the needs of our industry in qualified workforce. We're engaged in the promotion of aluminium as a material that is a key building block of the green economy. Our association develops cooperation with the leading R&D centers to develop innovative solutions in the use of aluminium materials for various industries. The association works to weed out substandard products from the market. This work is aimed at strengthening consumer confidence in aluminium products. Standardization is one of our top priorities. We have developed and are now implementing the governmental aluminium industry standardization program. In view of the growing imbalances in the global market, the association pursues an active trade policy. We work to shield the producers of Russia and other countries of the Eurasian Union from unfair competition from third countries by initiating anti-dumping investigations. Our association assists its members in finding financial and technological partners in order to reduce costs and increase competitiveness. The association is working on an interactive statistical data system covering various segments of the aluminium industry. We use this system to monitor the developments and inform decision makers both on the corporate level and in the government. Special projects of the association include the promotion of aluminium solutions in certain industries, the development of competence in welding, the creation of a reference book for aluminium materials, the expansion of the use of aluminium in the construction of bridges, as well as a number of other projects. Now let's turn to the Russian aluminium sector. This year, the Russian aluminium industry celebrates its 90th anniversary. Since the start of the first Soviet smelter that went online in 1932, 135 kilometers east of St. Petersburg, our industry saw the launch of the first world artificial satellite, which was made of aluminium, the construction of the first aluminium bridge in St. Petersburg in 1969, foundation of the Russian Aluminium Association, and last year the launch of the first stage of the Taishet smelter in eastern Siberia, with a capacity of roughly 430,000 tons, which is Russia's most innovative and environmentally friendly smelter. Nowadays, our sector represents the entire value chain, from primary aluminium to aluminium semis to high-value added products that are supplied to key sectors of the economy. Primary aluminium is produced by 10 smelters. Over 50 plants with cast houses produce aluminium alloys with value-added processing. Over 400 facilities manufacture semi-finished aluminium products. Aluminium recycling is gaining momentum, and there are around 1,000 scrap collectors at over 100 scrap processing plants in Russia. Overall, aluminium industry accounts for 1.5% of Russia's GDP. As you may know, Russia is among the largest primary aluminium producers. Russia has been a key player on the global aluminium market and the participant of the global aluminium value chains. Of 3.9 million tons of aluminium produced in 2021, 70% was supplied to global markets. At the same time, Russia lags behind in terms of per capita aluminium consumption. Achieving the world average level of aluminium consumption involves an increase in the production of value-added aluminium products by 30%. Achieving the level of developed countries Manufacturing of aluminium products should increase by 2 to 3 times. These numbers alone attest to the fact that the Russian aluminium downstream segment represents a huge growth potential and investment opportunity. Taking into account modern demands for environment protection, resource and energy efficiency and recyclability, we see a huge potential for expanding the use of aluminium by the Russian industrial sectors. On this slide, you can see the segments that account for the largest share of aluminium consumption in Russia. Numbers in brackets represent the share in the domestic consumption of aluminium. On the other hand, they represent the largest growth opportunities. Those are localization of production of cast components, alloy wheels, engines, production of auto sheet for both domestic needs and exports. Secondly, aluminization of housing construction, development of bridge construction, aluminium frame for greenhouses, and also meeting the growing needs of the domestic market for building materials and structures made of aluminium. Development of power grids and production of wire and cable from aluminium, replacing less sustainable materials. Manufacturing of freight cars, passenger carriages for high-speed railway and metro, production of aviation components, development of shipbuilding. At last, manufacturing of aluminium cans, tubes and cylinders, development of foil-based packaging. Consumption of primary aluminium and alloys in Russia in the period between 2014 and 2021 grew by 45%. Last year, we saw a surge in exports driven, among other factors, by deferred demand that returned to growth when the economy started to recover. The share of Russia in the consumption of Russian aluminium grew from 17 to 24%. Between 2014 and 2021, the manufacturing of aluminium products grew by 37%. Semis and finished products consumption grew by 34%. Exports of semi-finished products grew by 44%. The volume of exports of aluminium products continues to exceed imports. In 2021, exports amounted to more than 300,000 tons. Russia exports a big volume of extruded and flat-rolled products. The range of export sales has been expanded due to soft extrusion, cookware, packaging, containers, metal structures, and other products. Here is how we see the future of our industry. By 2030, we will see over 2 million tons of new demand for aluminium products, over 1.4 billion euros in investments, over 1% of additional GDP growth. We expect taxes revenues from the sector to double. We project over 150,000 new jobs in aluminium downstream and related industries. Now I would like to tell you how our industry is embracing sustainability in contributing to the sustainable development globally. Actions speak louder than words, so I collected for you some of the most recent examples of how our member companies contribute to the sustainable development of the national economy and globally, and at the same time create new business and investment opportunities. In the environmental area, Russian aluminium smelters pursue social and corporate responsibility and contribute to the green and low-carbon economy. Over 90% of Russian aluminium is produced using clean and renewable hydroelectric power. It helps reduce the carbon footprint throughout the value chain down to the final product. Russian aluminium companies exercise extra care in handling production waste, which is safely collected and handed over to specialized companies licensed for transportation and disposal of hazardous industrial waste. Also, our companies achieve certification against ISO environmental management standard and report year-on-year reduction of water consumption and increase in energy and resource efficiency. On the social front, occupational health and safety and employees' well-being is a key priority for Russian aluminium companies. Our members invest in social programs, like arranging for education and offering social benefits. Over the last years, our companies have been reporting a steady reduction in workplace accidents. One of our member companies has recently become a partner of the Third Eurasian Women's Forum, the largest international platform aimed at reinforcing the role of women in solving the most pressing global problems. In terms of corporate governance, over the last years, our companies have been investing in modernization projects. This allowed to increase labor productivity. Our member companies participate in various international ESG ratings and initiatives. Our association is a traditional member of the B20 Trade and Investment Task Force, where we promote an inclusive dialogue on sustainable industrial development and green trade. Our organization is a member of the Aluminium Stewardship Initiative and promotes its ESG standards among our members. So far, 2 of our companies have achieved an ASI certification for 10 production facilities. Russia follows the global recycling trend. The growth rate of secondary alloy consumption has recently begun to outpace primary metal again. Russia collects and recycles more than 600,000 tons of aluminum scrap annually. Mechanical engineering, transport, consumer goods, and packaging are major contributors to the generation of aluminum scrap. In 2021, we participated in the development of the Extended Producer Responsibility Policy, providing for a 100% recycling rate and a differentiated rate of eco-fee. The new EPR approach will make it economically unfeasible to use non-recyclable materials in the production of goods and packaging. Environmental awareness and responsible consumption is trending, and aluminium has a winning position here. This is confirmed by the explosive demand for aluminum cans from beverage manufacturers who are responding to dramatic changes in consumer behavior. By the way, according to our estimates, 60% of used aluminum cans is recycled, which is one of the best examples of the emergence of the circular economy in Russia. Finally, a few words about the Rusal low-carbon aluminium, the cornerstone of the sustainable development of our industry. Since 2017, Rusal has been offering its low-carbon aluminium under a special brand, LAO, whose carbon footprint is verified by the third party and is traceable to a single smelter and energy source. Rusal is the global leader and the world's largest producer of low-carbon aluminium. The company produces 25% of the world's hydropowered aluminium. More than 90% of aluminium is produced with hydropower. Rusal aims to produce all of its aluminium with 95% carbon-free energy by 2025. Rusal has committed to carbon neutrality by 2050. This is the most ambitious goal ever announced by an aluminium company. The goal will be achieved by the means of optimization of raw material supply, industrial application of the inert anode technology, regular monitoring of energy efficiency, carbon capture technologies based on caustic soda, switching alumina refineries to natural gas, harnessing hydrogen, near 100% carbon-free power, and recycling. Thank you for your attention.